Hey there, folks. I've got a very important bit of information for you, and that is that the bonus 6 Feet Under episodes are one hell of a laugh. You get more of me, the guests, and the goddesses, all completely ad-free. So subscribe on Apple Podcasts or visit wherethere'sawillthere'sawake.com for all the deets. Special voiceover voice, did you like that? Hey there, Mel G here, not to be confused with Mel C, although I was once in Istanbul. And yes, I did burst into a rendition of Wannabe while high-kicking. You've got to give them people what they want. No one's impressed by me around here, though. Oh, no. Not when you've got the likes of Liberace knocking one out on the old Joanna. Welcome to... Speaking of Spice Girls, we've got a right peppery one for you today. It's the fantastic...
Vicki Pepperdine. Vicki Pepperdine. Vicki Pepperdine.
Do you know what? That might be my favourite jingle.
I so love that. Can I have it to take home with me?
No.
Okay,
No.
fair.
Do you know what I could do?
Go on.
I could record it on my phone and then send it to you.
And send it through as a voicemail.
Yeah?
Or I suppose I could just listen to the show and it'll be on it, right?
It will be. Listen to it a few times and then you'll get to hear it.
High tech.
I know.
Fab. It's beautiful though. Thank you, whoever did that. I imagine you did it.
Sadly not. It's
No.
the Rathbones.
Fabulous. Yeah.
They're a married couple
Wow.
and they have...
I don't say, wow. What? Somebody's married? Why?
and they've got I think they've got a daughter
Oh.
who joins in with them.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
And they got your name right.
I know, and it's so rare, Mel. Well, presumably you have the same problem.
Oh, God. I mean,
Don't.
Gladrags, Gledroy, Glidrock, Goodrich, you name it.
Nice.
Goodrich
Nice.
always.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll come back to this.
All right.
After these dudes
Nice.
have done their ruddy selling business.
Christ.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
how annoyed do you get when somebody calls you Vicki Pepperdine?
Well, probably 10. I'd say 10. Yeah. But it happens a lot. So I have to push it down and pretend that it's all fine and that I don't mind, you know.
So you go full passag.
I kind of go passag and I go, it's actually, or sometimes I leave it and then afterwards I'll call them up and go, just to clarify, when you do the credits, can you make sure, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I mean, I've got used to it, quite truthfully. Also, Vicky with a Y, it's actually with an I.
It's an I.
And it's a Y. And on some telly jobs, I'm credited as Vicki Pepperdine with a Y. So my worry, Mel, and you know I'm cash obsessed.
Yes. Oh, God, I know
is
that.
what about the royalties? Is there a person? There's actually another Vicki Pepperdine in America.
Is there?
Yeah, who's
How dare she?
who's got my email address, Mel, and I tried to get the obvious one. She's bloody got it.
She's got what do they call it? The, oh, God, the words today, words.
No.
You know when you try and get a website?
Yes, that.
And they say, oh, no, that territory.
Thank you.
Is it territory?
I don't know.
Has all... Domain!
Domain.
The domain.
Domain. Jerica and Joan and Jerica Domain. Jerica Domain. I don't know why I'm stuttering suddenly with excitement. I've just realised of Domain is my surname.
It's your surname.
My alter ego's
it's
surname.
Jerica Domain.
It is. It is.
I must have known that.
I think you did. And you're like, how can I get that in quite early on? I know, I'll say territory and then...
I'd forgotten she was Jerica Domain. And it's Joan...
Damry.
Joan Damry.
I mean, please, stop it. For God's sake.
Oh, my God.
Mad. Don't know
I
why.
need to listen to listen, dear listeners, if you're not aware, I'm sure you are, because you're canny.
Hip.
If you're not aware of the Joan and Jerica magnificence, then just get involved. That's all I'm saying. I'd like to have a Joan and Jerica marathon weekend.
Oh, wow.
Where I just listen to all of them.
Deep dive.
J&J, man. Seriously.
Oh,
believe.
thank you.
Believe. Now, dearest Peps, I know you as Peps.
Yes.
And I know it's a little bit sort of for Marys, isn't it? It's Gedders and Peps.
Yes. Yes, but that's what we are and that's what we love.
The Four Marys. I haven't thought of the Four Marys for a long,
Oh my
long
God,
time.
where are
Remember
they
them?
now? I do.
Yeah.
Where are they now?
Do you know their surnames quickly?
No, I don't. I remember Bunty.
Bunty was.
And I think that now means vagina, doesn't it?
Oh, does he?
Well, I think so. I've got a pain in my bunty. I've heard that used recently. I work in A&E. So, yeah, I've just got a vague memory.
Bunties.
I might have made that up. Sorry to any bunties listening.
Bunty's an excellent word. Bunty's an excellent word.
Bunty.
I was actually, before you came, I was having
Having a look at my bunty.
No. I was having a phone call with my doctor about my bunty.
Oh, your doctor. He was like, how is your bunty, Mel? Oh, no. Well, it's
Bunty's
summer weather.
excellent.
Bunties are going to be sort of rebelling in the hot, sweaty
Yes.
environment, in my view.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
look
yeah.
after your bunties.
Bunties need cooling,
They do.
don't they? It's
They
all
do.
times.
They do.
Now, listen, Peps,
Yes.
as I was saying, could you give me 3 quickfire reasons? They don't have to be that quickfire, but well,
Okay.
possibly a bit quickfire.
bit.
A little bit quickfire. Reasons why, possibly, you might be admitted to... Why are you good, Peps?
Well, that's a great question. And am I? I don't know.
You
we may
are.
find out
You
that
are.
I will actually be going straight in the lift on down to hell. But yes, so I think my best bet is for the big old beardy patriarch behind the gates there. I've got snacks. I always carry snacks.
Yeah, do you know, I remember that of you
Yeah.
because we did work together 25 years ago on a sitcom.
Yeah. And breathe and let go. That's it. That's it. We did a nude scene.
We did a
Mel.
nude scene.
It's probably online, isn't it? Everyone will be now Googling it madly to see if they can see our knockers.
We did a nude scene. I think you looked rather brilliant in that nude scene. Not that I saw everything because everything was
No, you
carefully...
weren't. And you wouldn't look.
Of course I wouldn't. You played barwoman supremo. What was your name? Can
Well,
you
I was
remember?
called Lesbian Elvis.
Lesbian Elvis.
Which was kind of crazy. I had to wear a wig. I mean, I remember being asked to go in and audition, and I thought, I don't look anything like Elvis. But anyway, in the end, I did.
You had that
And
marvellous
then
wig.
I had a great wig.
It was stunning.
And then, yes, I believe a bit of my nipple does appear on the programme.
You're carrying some big
I'm
sort of
carrying
frothing
some,
lagers.
Yes, mate. Like some sort of seaside postcard saucy thing. And then the producer came up to me and said, we just caught a tiny bit of your nipple. Are you worried about that? And I think I said, oh, no. But now, of course, I don't know. There'll be people Googling probably.
They probably will be.
But sorry about that to anyone who doesn't want to see a nipple. And if you do,
You were strong,
you're
mate.
a sick fuck. Soz.
Peps, you were the strongest thing in that sitcom.
Honestly,
I'm going to
mate.
say that. No, I was pretty weak. You were.
You were not
no,
weak. No.
You were good.
Oh,
You were
should we
good.
have a fist fight?
We haven't got time.
We haven't got the time, mate. We're at the gates.
Listen, the snacks.
The snacks. I always
Detail.
carry snacks to the extent that my sister used to regularly say to me, "Are you pregnant?" Because I always had a little Kit Kat, a little bag of crisps, some nutty fruity bars.
Nice.
I mean, today I literally in my bag have a chicken salad. I don't know. It's probably gone off, frankly, but I do have one in there, and some OT bars. All the kind of vibes, and it's
Yeah.
just something I've always done. I feel like I might at any minute faint from low blood sugar.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
my mother was the same. She'd say, I've got to have something to eat. And we'd panic into a bar.
Yeah.
She'd down a pint of lager and a bag of crisps and be perfect. A pickled egg, back on her feet.
I've never eaten a pickled egg.
Oh no, they're quite nice.
People bloody go nuts
What
for
you
them.
do, Mel, you get a bag of crisps,
Yeah.
open it up,
Yeah.
drop your pickled egg inside, and that's you basically got all your food groups.
And you rustle it about.
You rustle it about,
So then you get a salty
and then you've
pickled
got a
egg.
salty pickled egg and pickly crisps. So there'll be snacks to catered for all tastes.
Yeah.
Beverages,
Good.
alcoholic and non-alcoholic.
Do you have a bar at home, Peps?
I don't actually, but well, let's just say I historically have always had a bottle of champagne in the fridge.
You're quality, man.
Come on. But what the thing is, I don't drink it because I know it's bloody expensive. So every time I'll look at it, I'll think, no, it's not today. And I'll shut it. I literally have got one in there for champagne emergencies. I think I'm doing this a lot. Like I'm like in the sort of
A chorus
you
line.
know, I'm in the chorus line.
Yes.
I'm doing a gang show.
Yeah, Busby Barkley.
Busby Barkley. Anyway, so I'm going to try not to do that.
That's very sort of restrained of you to always have a bottle of champs in the fridge, but not actually to touch it.
I know. Well, I'm a bit...
Is it a Jeroboam?
It's not a Jeroboam. Couldn't mind that.
Which sounds like Jeremy Bowen.
Yes, it does. Do you think that's why his parents called him Jeremy? They're like, what can we call him? Yeah, so no, it wouldn't fit my fridge. I've got annoyingly small fridge, frankly.
Can I just point out at this point, double points, sorry, that you've done Hollywood, mate. You've done Hollywood
Oh my God.
a fair few ruddy times.
Shut up.
You need to get yourself a bigger fridge.
I kind of do. But
I
it
think
involves
you
getting
do.
a bigger
You deserve
kitchen.
it.
I know I do.
You ruddy deserve
I know
it,
I
Pet.
do.
You're
I know-
Hollywood.
I know I do.
Come on. Deep drawers.
Come on.
I think it's almost worth moving house for.
You want your deep drawers.
Yeah, I love a deep drawer.
Cannot go wrong with a deep drawer.
My bunty is crying out for some deep
absolutely
drawers.
wants that space. So childish, sorry. But yes, so yes, snacks,
Bevs,
drinks, bevs,
yeah.
and finally, and this is the I think this seals the deal. Channing Tatum. I'm bringing with me the great Channing Tatum.
Tell me everything.
Well, so it's really related to
Magic Mike.
well, in part it's related to Magic Mike. So I don't know. People probably won't know this. But one of the most bizarre things in my life was when I'm doing this again. Was when my phone rang. Hello, and my agent said Steven Soderbergh wants to have a Zoom call with you. I was like, okay, April Fool. She was like, no, he wants to speak to you. So I Zoomed from my
Soderbergh?
spare room or my son's room with Soderbergh. Charming man.
Was he?
Who said, Mel, would you like to be in my film? And I was like, yes, please. Yes, I would. And he's like, you'll need to do a bit of dancing.
Great.
Hello.
God.
And it's with Channing Tatum. It's Magic Mike, The Last Dance. Will you be in it? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Because, you know, why not?
Oh, my
Anyway,
God.
so basically, I went and did it. It was a joy.
How many days? How
It was
many
a joy.
weeks?
I don't know.
Could you spin
really.
it out? It's the sort of thing where you want to
It was
really.
over a course of 5 years. I got to know Channing first. It was very clear that we needed to have some chemistry. So we had dinner. We went bowling, Mel. We shared Percy Pigs from Marks and Spencer's. That's not a euphemism, by the way. And no, it was just really fun. He's really a very, very nice man.
Is he?
He's not only a handsome devil.
But when you do a gig like that,
Yeah.
gig, I mean, you know,
Come on.
do you keep in touch?
Oh my God, no. No. I mean,
Would it be? Would they?
I have one massive celebrity crush who I have kept in touch with.
Peter Purvis.
Oh, Peter, if only. No, I'm afraid not as exciting. Not as exciting as Purvis. No, Singleton, not Singleton. And not Noakes.
Noakesy.
John
Oh,
Hamm. Don frickin' Draper.
Don Draper.
So that's my only kind of...
He's lols though, isn't he?
He
I've
is
heard
lols.
that.
He's
I've
a
heard
gorgeous
that.
person. Yeah. So I mean, I have got his email address, but on the whole, they don't want to talk to the Muggles, do they?
What would they do? What would Channing do in that? What would Channing do? Channers in that scenario. You're working with each other. If you were to say at the end, you've rapped. If you to say,
Can I get your number?
What's your? Or here's my number.
Okay, he would be charming. If I said, here's my number, I imagine, and I didn't do this, Mel, perhaps I should have done. Maybe that's how people kind of, rock on through life. But he probably would have said, oh, that's very kind of you, and kind of handed it on to someone else in a very charming manner.
Okay.
In a kind of yes, but no.
Okay.
I imagine. Otherwise,
yeah.
Like,
but also, you don't need Channing's number. You're Peps.
I don't.
You're the Peps man. You don't need Channing's
He is apparently
number.
trying to get in touch with me now.
I can imagine.
And I'm a bit like, no. Although, of course, we did die together. So,
which is very apt for this show.
Absolutely.
So apt. The
This
last
show,
dance.
That's it. It's the last dance. It's his last dance. And actually, the way I died, I don't know if you were going to ask that question next.
How did you die?
The death
Oh, mate.
We're sorry, by the way. Can I just say how sorry we are?
Well, thank you.
How sorry we are.
Yeah, I
We
think
miss
I
you.
am a little bit. Although there's also a great sense of relief that I don't have to stick to any deadlines now or do any more auditions in my life. So that's actually quite a good thing.
I'm just going to say it loud and proud.
Come on.
I think you were the best thing in the Poor Things.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Don't tell Emma Stone.
No, don't tell Emma Stone.
Don't.
She was great. Don't get me wrong.
Brilliant.
She's brilliant.
Oh, my God.
You stole the show for me.
Shut the front door.
No.
Oh, I'm
Genuinely.
so glad I came here today.
No. I'm going to fluff you right up.
You fluffed me quite good and proper already. Bunty-wise.
I'm going to fluff your bunty.
She's fluffing my bunty, guys.
I'm going to fluff your bunty.
Thank
and then
you.
we'll release you back into the
That's
world.
so kind.
Would you get into a costume if you did a self-tape?
I have done in the past.
Have you?
I have done in the past. And I've gone to auditions with a sort of almost like this is the look of the character. And I've always felt a little bit humiliated afterwards and thought, what have you done? Just go in.
Have you ever gone like full
I did once.
costume?
I did once.
What was the costume, please?
So here we are. I was auditioning. I was at Spotlight offices,
Yes.
which I think, I don't know if they're still there. And I was auditioning for a community theatre tour.
Right.
And next door, it turns out, this is a sad story, that York Theatre Royal were auditioning, Mel, for the Railway Children.
Great.
Which they were producing later that year, which was a proper big production.
Sure.
So I went home. I changed into a full Railway Children outfit, straw hat, big fluffy sort of petticoat
The
thing.
red flannels underneath.
All of it, as much as I could lay my hands on,
Sure.
which I had quite a surprising amount of at my house. Went back, got back there, said to the casting director sitting outside, "Hi, I know they're auditioning for the Railway Children. Could I see X?" I can't remember the director's name. And she went, "No, I'm sorry." I went, "No, well, please, because I was here anyway," I said, clutching desperate straws. She went, "I'm sorry, we're already running very late. He can't see you today. Goodbye." I had to go home on the tube in my Railway Children outfit.
Did you see that?
Thoroughly disgraced and upset.
Pat.
But do you know what? I kept going.
Of course,
I kept on
You're
keeping
a
on.
fecking
'cause
trooper, mate.
I'm a professional.
I like the idea of you in the Railway Children outfit on the tube platform as the tube goes away and you go, "The kind old gentleman, oh, the kind old gentleman."
If only I could have reenacted it. And then I would have sort of done a little bit of acting that day and that would have been beautiful.
You'd have felt better.
I didn't even get the community theatre job. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry,
It's funny. It's funny
That's
now.
awful.
It's funny now. It was a long
that's mean.
time ago.
Oh, God.
Mate. So plenty of rejections.
Yeah. Oh,
as we know.
My God. Well, listen. With those rejections come some absolute freaking amazing nuggets. And also, can I just say, the work that you've created yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Which is key.
Oh, well, see, that's
you
the thing.
don't
You've
need them. You don't need
tell
those
what,
bastards.
That is what you have to do. Is you know
yourself.
too. Like if you don't get a job, you go and do a show at Edinburgh. Like
absolutely.
In the days when you could afford to do it, which was.
Man.
I know it's not easy.
Well, that's
now.
a whole other
other
thing.
story, man.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this short break.
Talking of dying,
yes.
And I mean this for the Mel Sue Collective.
Well, totally.
Not for the Hudson Pepperdine
I feel
Collective.
I feel you.
Talking of many deaths over 7 years.
Okay.
No, we loved Edinburgh. We loved Edinburgh.
No, it was all good.
We loved Edinburgh. So what the heck happened?
So basically, Channing and I were filming Magic Mike Last Dance 2.
Yes.
Because it turns out they loved me so much.
They brought you back from the dead.
They brought me back from the dead.
Love
Hello.
it.
So we're filming Magic Mike Last Dance, the sequel. And within it, there's a parachute jump, obviously, because it's sort of got a Bond theme as well. It's all very high Tom Cruise-y sort of drama. So we've got to do this scene. I was going to say Tom Cruise then. Channing Tatum is topless. Of course, naturally. I am not, luckily, but I'm strapped to his back.
Of course you are, barnacle.
As you do.
Yeah.
Legs akimbo, wrapped around the Tatum. Tating. What's he called?
Tatum.
What's his fucking name?
Channing.
Is there someone else called Tatum?
Tatum O'Neill.
Oh, shit. Okay, let's have another. Mel, should we have another drink?
Should we have another Tating?
What's his name?
He's called Channing
Tatum.
Tatum.
Tatum. So there we are. I've wrapped my legs around Channing Tatum, as you do, and we've jumped out the aeroplane.
Sure.
And he's pulled the cord. You never guess.
Which cord?
Well, hello and ding dong.
Hello.
I pulled, and then I tried to pull the cord. Which cord? Hello. We're both yanking away at different cords. Hello. And then finally, we realise this parachute is not going to open. I say, Channing, and then we smash to the ground.
Crunch.
Our legs crumple up into our bodies, up into our necks, through our mouths, and out through the top of our heads. It's quite gory. And that's it for both of us. Curtains.
And you're so enmeshed physically by that awful death that you have to be buried together.
We're co-joined.
A bit like Heathcliff and Cathy.
Exactly.
I was going to say.
Yes, bless their hearts. I just did a little part in Wuthering Heights, Mel.
Now, did you have to audition for that? No.
No, I didn't.
Right. Tell me everything.
Oh, my God.
I love Wuthering Heights.
Well, I don't think I'm allowed to, am I? Because it's Emerald Fennell's new movie with Margot Robbie and gorgeous Jacob Elordi. And
I can't wait to see
shut the front door once again.
Are you allowed to say, did you enjoy it? Was it great?
Loved it, mate. Oh, honestly.
I can't wait for that.
Honestly, so great. I mean, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing film.
I'm goosebumping, man.
Come on, you should. You should.
When's it out?
Sozzers. I even know.
Oh, I've just heard.
What?
Just heard down
Time's
my
up.
ear that
Bus
it's
is
out
gone.
on February the 13th.
Oh, is it?
February
2026.
February the 13th, 2026.
That's so exciting.
I cannot wait. And it'll be in February when we're feeling a little bit bleak.
That's it.
Christmas has passed. January, February, worse.
Yeah.
Febs, man.
We're low mood.
I can't. I'm going to be in my local cinema.
Oh, my God.
Peps. Amazing.
Popcorn and peps.
Yeah. Pepcorn, I like to call it.
Pepcorn.
Sorry, let's move on.
Okay.
Now, the listeners, they're a cracking bunch. The listeners love to get involved in our show.
Oh, I love them.
And if you move yourself, move your hand. Yes, Herb's Bunty. There we go.
Oh.
Let's have a little listen.
Do you know who this is from, Mel? Oh, sorry, you've got to do a dinging.
Dinging.
Sorry, made me want to sing. Laura, this is from, Laura.
Laura.
In Bristol, Laura Simmons.
In Bristol.
You know who I mean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Hi, Mel.
Hello.
Dead guest. That's me. Hello. Laura Simmons. Absolutely love the podcast. I listen on my dog walks and I laugh out loud on my own like a totally normal person. It's not really sounding like that, Laura, at the moment, but there we go. Let's press on. Oh no, this is sad. Now I feel bad. We lost my dad 18 months ago. I am sorry. I share your pain.
Yeah,
honestly.
man, me too.
Oh, same.
It is ruddy awful. Whatever age you are, losing a parent.
Bloody age and whatever age they are, actually.
I know,
Frankly,
I
very,
know.
very, very horrible. So I'm sorry to hear that. But anyway, we lost my dad 18 months ago, but this story lives on in his memory. Marvellous.
Good.
When we were kids, we went on a road trip around France, which obviously involved a lot of driving and a lot of getting lost and my parents bickering.
So good.
Oh, yes. On one particular day, my dad was feeling quite wound up by my mum. So he turned on the heated seating. Channing Tatum. Heating seating on the front. So I'm going to read that again because we need to keep it. So he turned on the heating. Oh, no. So he turned on the heated seating on the front passenger seat. It was a rental car. This is quite funny.
Good
and
detail.
my
Good
mum
detail,
had no idea this feature existed and spent the next hour complaining how hot and stuffy the car was while frantically opening all the windows and taking off layers of clothing. Dad gave us a wry smile in the rearview mirror as he switched it off and we did our best to suppress our laughter. A complete sod and very missed. Yes, Laura. Lots of love, Laura. So there we are, yes.
So Laura, basically, your dad was trying to get your mum to strip. That's basically what was going on there, probably. I can't bear a heated seat.
I don't like a heated seat. And actually, the first time I ever experienced one, I genuinely thought I'd wet myself. Because I had this feeling of warmth. You know how if you ever have...
It's horrid.
Not that I've ever really wet myself. I probably have, actually.
I have.
Oh, mate, let's not go there. And I think for a while I was like, I think I might have wet myself. And then I realised, no, this is a heated seat. And I don't like it.
Horrid.
Don't like it.
Horrid.
Why is my question.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you're in sort of Sweden or the Arctic, then possibly you might need a heated seat. But not in GB.
Not.
We don't need
we
that
don't
kind
need
of heat.
it here. We don't need it here.
No.
No, absolutely.
No.
And do we need it in France? that's the next question, because this was in a road trip around France.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say
Yeah.
non.
Non.
Non. Merci pour
Non.
les sièges.
Les sièges.
Le chauffé.
Chauffé.
Heated. Chauffé, mon Dieu.
Les sièges chauffés.
OK. Le Tour Eiffel.
Siège. Thanks for siège.
Did I
Because-
say siège?
Yes, siège actually
French?
denotes. Sorry, I did a modern languages degree.
Go on. She did.
Siège denotes a seat, which is not like a chair.
Thank
See,
you.
that was bloody great, Peps.
Amazing. I don't know how I knew it.
That was incredible.
Amazing.
Siège
God,
just came
aren't
out of
I
her.
incredible?
You are.
Wow. Go me.
And we want more of you. We do want more of you.
Tiny bit more.
No, a lot more, Peps. But also, thank you, listeners, for just that incredible correspondence. Laura, you're
Gorge.
amazing. Bristol, thumbs up. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Do keep the correspondence coming in. You know what the email address is. Just miming a typewriter there. It's mel@deathpodcast.co.uk. Yeah, know that. Oh, yeah, as well. You can...
I'm gripped.
I can see.
I'm going to
I
write
can
in.
see
I'm going to write in.
I can see.
Go on. I'm going to give this back to this person.
Yeah, do that. That's Herb. That's his bunty.
There,
Put
thanks,
it in
Herb.
there.
Okay, mate.
Also, I should say you can subscribe. If you want ad-free, you can subscribe Apple Podcasts.
Also, little extra bits, right?
extra
Have I misunderstood?
No, loads of extra
Come
bits,
on.
actually. Amazingly. Right, ever onwards, pushing, plunging forward.
Propelling. Yes, all those
Now,
words.
Peps.
Yes.
I have a feeling that you're going to have a lot to say about this.
The funeral.
Okay.
The funeral.
The funeral. So obviously, Channing and I are fused. Sorry. So we are in a sort of joint coffin, which is quite sort of
Deep.
short and squat.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be buried vertically, Mel. That's the plan,
Ooh.
to take up slightly less space in the churchyard.
I like that.
And so it's quite an odd-shaped coffin. It's sort of got basically, because it's going in vertically, it's got a little, like, you know, the Tutankhamun sort of box that he was in.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of...
Channing Tatum. I was trying to work in Tutankhamun and Channing Tatum and it just didn't work.
I liked it. And I
Carry
just
on.
said tooting to you a lot.
Proceed.
As though I was from Tooting, Broadway. Anyway,
Proceed.
that's not worked. But yes, basically there's a sort of, I'm describing it with my hands.
Yeah.
Go over to YouTube. No, there's a sort of thing that indents so that it stops us slumping down too much. Inside the vertical coffin. So there's this almost like a sort of brace section.
Yeah. Or like a chocolate box.
Yes, thank you.
There's a mould
Yes.
that you can just lie back into.
That is. And chocolate has become a bit of a theme, and we'll be coming back to that later, actually, because I'll tell you my
Good.
story. But anyway, so we're basically going to be buried vertically. So we're sort of lifted up, stood up in the coffin next to the vicar, or wherever it is. I don't know who does it.
Like a wardrobe, Peps.
Almost like a little
Walk-in wardrobe.
Tutankhamun-shaped squat walk-in
Yes,
wardrobe.
got it.
Room for two.
Yeah.
And yes, so I'll be stood up there. There'll be a huge... I forgot to say it's in Westminster Abbey.
Oh.
What do you think?
Love Westminster Abbey.
My father in real life got an MBE email for charity because he was a good person, properly, unlike his wayward,
Offspring.
ghastly wayward daughter.
Oh,
Isn't that lovely?
That's amazing.
So I think someone once told me that meant I could get married in Westminster Abbey or indeed buried there. I don't think that's true.
What?
But I will be applying.
Bloody do it, mate. Would it be the
I'm actually
Archbishop of Would it be the Archbishop of Kent?
The Archbishop
Would it be?
of Cantors.
Yeah.
Do you know, I don't know. They're not going to let me do that, are they? They're going to be like, really?
Well,
But
no.
anyway, this is my funeral, and I'm going
can have
to
whatever you want.
cry if I want to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In I go with Channing in this squat Tutankhamun chocolate box.
Are you pallbeared or are
And
you
yes,
in
we're
a vehicle?
carried in. You'll be happy to hear
by John Hamm.
Oh, yes, at the front on one side. Daniel Radcliffe on the other, because I've also done a thing with him. Lols! I'm just trying to get my CV in. So
No,
if anyone's
I
watching,
love
I am
this.
available currently. And not for long. And at the back will be all the Magic Mike dancers all along the coffin.
Ripped. Flipping oiled and ripped.
Oiled and ripped, mate. And
Although-
called Paul.
And called Paul.
Paul bearers.
I'm doing this in a sort of slightly
It's very
pervy
sexy. It's very
Magic
sexy
Mike.
with your sewn up dungarees at the back.
Possibly slightly hairy armpits.
Oh no, I haven't done mine, but
God,
you've
am I all right?
no, you look good.
All right.
You're looking good.
But Peps,
Yeah.
not too oiled, because you don't want the ruddy
We don't
coffin
want them-
slipping all over the place.
And we don't want them slipping off the pews when they sit down, do we? Do you know what I mean? Absolute mess of men on the floor, oily floor. The bish might trip and God knows what.
And a mess of bunty.
Mess of bunty ensues. That's it.
You don't want that.
You do not want that in an historic building.
I think it sounds like an amazing funeral. Now, a little bit of detail.
Yes, indeed.
A little bit of housekeeping on this.
Okay, come on.
Well, I think we've sort of decided it's the upward into the ground.
Soz already jumped the gun on that one.
No, that's perfect. It's
we've
good.
got the pitch booked.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine.
I don't know, maybe Highgate Cemetery.
Highgate Sem with Karl Marx.
That's it.
Is George Michael there?
Fuck, I think he is.
Oh,
mate.
I still can't get over that.
No, I honestly
Can't deal with it.
love George.
Yeah, and Bowie.
Oh my God, what? And Prince.
Bloody Prince.
What are they doing?
Oh, I hope
Anyway,
they will.
I will be seeing them, right?
Yeah, because they'll be making some incredible music.
And Channing can do like the dance routines, sexy celestial dance routines.
Now, more housekeeping, please, Peps.
The will and the wake.
Right.
This is my glass of champagne.
Who's getting what, Peps?
Okay. Well,
Who's getting what?
I've made a decision actually,
Okay.
and the money goes to
Yes. Big pause.
big pause, unintentional pun there, Mel, because I'm giving it to Battersea Dogs Home. Yes, I am. I'm going to give them a load of cash. Not that I've got a load of cash, but
Yeah.
if there's anything left after this huge event
Yeah.
at Westminster Abbey.
Well,
and
you're going to blow some
I was going to
mahula,
say,
aren't
we
you?
haven't even gone on to the after party.
Well, that's coming.
But, so I had the most gorgeous dog who I'm really hoping I will be reunited
Of course you
with
will be.
behind those pearly gates.
Of course you
And
will.
in fact, I understand there is a little dog door. They don't have to talk themselves in, do they? Because they're all good.
Yeah.
They're all good boys and good girls, and they're going in.
Yeah.
So he's gone in the little cat
Doggy
flap,
door. Yeah.
the cat flap.
Yeah.
And so I will see him in there. And
What's
I
he
cannot
called,
wait.
Pets?
Archie.
Oh.
Archie.
And can I just say, my comedy partner Susan Perkins would be very, very delighted.
Oh.
So, because she does a lot.
She
for
does,
Battersea.
doesn't she?
You've
I know
probably,
she does.
You've probably seen her at Do's.
I've seen her on the television doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And also, our good Queen Camilla, Mom. Queen Camilla does stuff for Battersea
Does
Dogs
she?
Home.
Well,
I think
good
she's
on
the
her.
ruddy patron.
Is she? Yeah. Shut up.
Hang on. Here's a thing.
Go.
If you meet her
Oh, yes.
at a Battersea
Frightened.
Dogs
Go on. What?
Battersea Dogs
Perks
Home
or Camille?
Camille,
Yeah.
you can give her your Princess Anne.
Yes.
That would be good.
She loves that.
That would be good.
She loves that. Apparently
I
she's
dare
script.
you. Daresies.
Honestly.
Daresies.
I love it. And I listened to a recording of her voice when I was
God, she's
preparing for the
good.
character.
She's good.
And she said, she was talking about sailing, and she said, I can't do it now, I can't remember. But anyway, she said something about going out in a boat or a par. And I genuinely still don't know what a par is. I think it's some sort of sailing boat.
Yeah.
But I thought the word par was so
Par.
out there and fabulous that every time I had to get back into her character, I'd go, or a par, like that. And then I had
And
those
there you were,
false teeth.
back in. The frickin' Nashers were amazing.
Gorgeous.
And the
those,
hairdo.
And those Nashers were given to me by the legendary Jessica Hines, who Up the Women. Did you do Up the Women?
No, I loved that.
I feel
Becca
like you
Frantz.
did. You could say you did.
Yes, I can.
People
So I
sometimes say
did.
to me, were you in W1A?
yes,
and I
and you
say,
go, yes, I was.
And then I walk away and I think, oh, no, I wasn't. But I thought I was.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
That's right.
Anyway, so
I'm gonna
lie.
I'm going to do
Just
that.
lie.
I'm going to do
Just
that.
like, say you were in Bridgerton.
Yes,
No
I
one's
was in
gonna know.
Bridgerton.
They're not going to know, are they? Lols. Anyway, yes, correct. I don't know. What was the question?
So the will,
Yeah.
all the cash is
BDH,
going to
BDH.
BDH, lovely. And now
Go.
the wake,
Okay, the wake, yeah.
the ruddy wake.
So we're bursting out of Westminster Abbey onto Parliament Square.
Lovely.
Where there is there's stalls, there's dancing, there's even more Magic Mike oiled up dancers slithering about.
Fiery Fire eaters?
There will be fire eaters. There
Yeah.
are fire eaters booked. Whether they turn up, I don't know. That's something out of my control. But there'll be fire eaters. There'll be, there'll be rainbow flags. There'll be wonderful stalls. There'll be every single...
Silks. People doing
Hello.
aerial silks.
There'll be that. There'll be Cirque du Soleil. It's all free because Channing's going to pay for it. He doesn't know. But his estate are going to get the bill.
Oh, God, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
That's brilliant.
Because I think he is
brilliant.
properly loaded.
Yeah, of course
I didn't
is.
ask him.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah. And also, probably, thence after your death, you'll just be known as the one name.
Good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be...
What will it be?
Pepperdine.
Yes, could be that. I don't know.
Pepperdine. Or
Channing,
Tatine.
tea time. Oh, no, that doesn't work. I'm just clutching at straws. I don't think we'll go with the joint name, Mel.
No,
there's no good one.
we won't do.
I think we'll just put both our
We'll
names
just put
out
both
of
your names.
respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
And say,
Yeah. Now, very much like my favourite
Now
point.
you made me want to burp now.
Oh, go on, do
Can
it.
I just quickly do
Yeah,
one?
of course you can.
So sorry. I genuinely didn't know it was going to be that dramatic.
That's staying.
That's going in, isn't it? Oh, my Lord. Thank God my parents are dead. That's all I can say.
I often do you know what? Genuinely, I'm really glad you brought this up. I adore my ruddy mum and dad, and I know they're up there. I freaking adore them.
Same.
Absolute good eggs. The one positive about them not being around is that they can't listen to the rude stuff.
No.
Because I've gone mega rude now they're dead.
I know.
I'm effing and blinding all the time.
You are appalling.
I'm seriously
appalling.
I'm effing and jeffing.
And I think for a moment of my dad, watching Magic Mike, in which I had to be lap danced, Mel, by a very handsome young man, or indeed the Joan and Jericho podcast, which is obscene. Imagine. No.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, you do. You do.
But very much like a speech at a wedding, which I love. That's always my favourite point of the wedding.
Course.
You, of course, have a bit of
Yes.
somebody standing up, saying a few words
Of course.
about the dearly departed.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you have any thoughts about that,
Well,
Peps?
my mind immediately went to, of course, the great Jericho Domain, who we've already talked about. I dropped her a note. Dropped her people, her sort of
entourage.
she's very hard to get in touch with.
Yeah.
So I dropped the entourage a line.
Yeah.
I know that your producers followed it up.
Yes, I think possibly something came back along the lines of this.
Oh, good.
Who? No, I'm sorry. I have absolutely no idea who Vicki Pepperdine is. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh.
Pleased with that?
She's really busy, I know, isn't she? She's very busy. I think she's a lovely person.
I like her footsteps as well.
They're very good footsteps.
Really good
quite
footsteps.
heavy. But of
Yes.
course she is quite a hefty. She does a lot of breaststroke and butterfly up and down the Regent's Canal.
I can see her wearing an Oxford shoe, am I right?
Yes, she would absolutely wear that.
Yeah.
Possibly in the canal
Yes.
as a sort of extra weighting feature to build the muscles.
Now, Peps,
Yeah.
you must have been very, very popular when you were alive because you're, I think, the only guest we've ever had on this show that does not just have the one eulogy. Oh, no, my friend. You've had two. Have a listen.
Words cannot express how much Vicki Pepperdine meant to me. It was her that gave me the original idea for the locomotion, and that rich legacy continued with her incredible suggestions for some of my biggest hits. From La 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 to I Just Can't Get You Out of My Head. Oh, hang on, they're the same song. Anyway, I'm digressing. For years, Vicky, that's right, isn't it? It's Vicky, has also given me invaluable advice on clothing, hair and makeup. She dated Jason Donovan for a number of years till she ditched him for Starsky off of Starsky and Hutch, but I know he still adores her too. She'll be much missed by all of us here in Australia. Kind regards, Kylie. Sorry, what's this actually for? Who is she? I've never heard of her. Well, I hope I'm being paid for this. Thank you.
Ruddy Kylie Minogue, mate.
Again, quite a hefty step
An Oxford shoe.
for such a tiny lady.
I know.
But no, we're great mates. I'm pleased with that. I know
You and the
she's a very
Kyles.
busy woman.
She's-
I know briefly at the end there, she's a busy, busy lady. She forgot me briefly, but we're pretty close, you know. We share
Yeah.
clothes.
She She's a fan, isn't she? Of J&J, man.
Amazingly, she is. Imagine that, right?
Cool.
Crazy
that.
AF. And the other one, which I thought was so wonderful, was RuPaul. Faint on the floor. Do you know what I mean?
I have to say, Peps, have you met RuPaul?
No.
I met him very, 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 very briefly. And he wasn't in all the amazing
Full garb.
extraordinariness.
Ding dong.
Hot.
Hello.
I want to say there was a bit of chemistry there.
I'm sure there would be. I'm sure. Ru, if you're listening, Mel's available for a date. You have an agreement, I think, don't you, with your other half?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we're very open.
Of course
very
you
Dutch.
are. Who isn't?
Can I
They're
just
not
say
lonely.
right here and now, and I want this put on record.
Go on.
I ruddy love the GB women in comedy that we are so
Holy
freaking lucky to
aren't we?
have.
We're swimming amongst.
I felt slightly
Yeah.
just on a bit of a
Yeah,
podium
go on.
there.
Do it.
But there are just some real fucking quality.
Top-notch
and again,
birds.
swearing for no reason.
Top-notch birds, Mel.
Top-notch comedy birds,
Come
man.
on.
And long may they rule.
Fucking right.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is, Mel.
It's important.
It is. Yes, thank you.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this short break.
Now, you may have thought, obviously, whether you get through the pearly gates is all down to how you were on Earth. Was I good? Did I give money? Did I, all that stuff?
Sure.
Nah,
No?
no, Fred.
Well, that's good.
All boils down to, she says, multitasking furiously. This.
Spin, 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 spin for your sins.
Now, before you spin,
Yeah.
little bit of admin. I seem to remember you saying there was a little confession.
Okay. Tiny.
Titchy tiny.
Teeny weeny one.
I think this is a good and apt place, don't you agree, Deathlings, to have a bit of a confesh before we do the spinnies.
And then I take a gamble.
And then you take an egg
essentially.
gamble.
Okay. Yeah, so this was a long time ago. This was in about 1903 when I was just starting out as a young actress. And my neighbour, I think he was like some sort of film producer or something. I don't know. Anyway, he wasn't like a massive famous one. But anyway, his wife, I think she was pregnant for about the 7th time. Anyway, he had tickets for the BAFTAs. And she was vomiting because she was with child. And so he said, look, I've got a spare ticket. Do you want to come? And I thought, well, I can meet loads of great people. This could be the start of an amazing, amazing thing. Yeah. So I said yes. So I squeezed myself into a rather nice top.
Nothing else.
And that was it. And got in the car, went to the BAFTAs. We were on a little table up the stairs. It was in a sort of huge, I don't know where, they don't always hold it there now. They did the South Bank now, don't they?
Yes.
Anyway, this was in a sort of swanky old, I don't know,
Nice.
some massive place.
Lovely.
We were at a little table at the top and they had wine waiters circling the room. Circling and
Peps.
circling
Oh,
and circling.
Peps. Nary an empty glass.
I'm afraid
Nary.
it all went down. I was a little bit nervous. I think there were producers on the table. I was like, I must make a good impression. Let's get absolutely off our tits.
I love you, Peps.
So honestly, it was bad. It wasn't big. It wasn't big. It wasn't clever.
Yeah.
So this was after the whole BAFTA ceremony.
And no food. It's three in the cocking afternoon.
I can't eat gluten. I can't eat gluten. So
Yes.
no bread. Some people were having bread rolls, tucking in, soaking it up. Not me. No, necking it down. Absolutely like a lunatic. Free. And this poor man sitting opposite thinking, oh Christ, I'm going to just pretend I'm not with her probably. I wish I had my wife here even if she was vomiting. They'd already had the ceremony and Dench had picked up, deservedly so,
Yeah. Lifetime.
a lovely BAFTA. No,
Yeah.
a BAFTA.
Oh, a BAFTA.
Not a lifetime, because this was quite
this was quite a long time.
This was a long time
No
ago. Mel.
offence.
This was not last year.
Yeah.
Yes. And so anyway, then there was a disco.
Yes.
As I went down to the disco, we're
Yes.
going down to the disco.
Yeah. We're going down disco.
My date disappeared completely.
Lovely.
I mean,
were you relieved in a sense?
I do not blame him.
I did. Were you relieved?
I think yes,
Cut
probably.
loose.
He was like, I think I'm going to see how my wife is. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, whatever, didn't know. Anyway, he disappeared. I passed the table where Dench had been sitting, and in the centre of it was her BAFTA. I thought, she's left a fucking BAFTA on the table. I'll give it to her.
Oh, Peps, good.
Now, then as I reached for it, I thought, maybe I could keep, I was drunk. Maybe I could keep this BAFTA because she's got lots already. She's not going to miss one, is she? I don't know what went on. I don't know what happened. I was like, I bought a very nice smart jacket for the occasion, Hobbs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, expensive. And so I thought this is what, I mean, this is terrible. This is wild. But I blame the drink. I blame the wine waiters. I popped it in my jacket, wrapped it up. I took it in the disco. A bit of me was like, I'm not going to keep this, but let's
Were
enjoy
you showing it to other people?
Yes.
Of course you were.
Showed it to
Showing
other people.
off.
They all looked
Yeah.
absolutely astonished when they saw this thing. And increasingly so, and I'd be like, look at this.
And and it said, presumably, Judi Dench on it.
No, it didn't. So here was the mistake. So gradually, I realised as I was showing it to people that there was a sort of brown stain appearing. And I thought, what the hell's going on here? Anyway, I carried on dancing, showing people. And then I realised, way too late, that it was a chocolate BAFTA that had been placed as a central table piece, covered in edible gold leaf. And that what I'd done is absolutely trashed a Hobbs jacket.
With a chocolate BAFTA.
With a chocolate. I don't think they make those now. I mean, I think it was a one-off. I was very giddy at the time. And so I did take the jacket home, couldn't clean it, ruined a totally good jacket. So in a way I got your just desserts. My just desserts. But isn't that a terrible story, Mel? And I feel like that sort of guarantees me a place in hell for thinking, even for the briefest moment.
No.
But I wanted it so much. I thought, this is so... Well, imagine you have that on your shelf.
I don't think hell necessarily, because I think punishment was meted out there and then.
Yes,
you had
true.
the bad thoughts.
True.
You did the stealing bit.
Ruined an expensive jacket.
But then immediately it backfired.
It backfired in a massive
way.
And luckily at the time, no one knew who I was and no one knew anything about me. And I sort of left
and you also left on your own.
I left on my own, staggered out into the street and got a cab with a chocolate-soaked jacket.
Now, before you do spin, I'd just like to say Deathling's always amazing to hear from you. Thank you so much. It was Laura in Bristol, wasn't it?
Laura Simmons, I think.
Laura Simmons, thank you so much.
Indeed.
Keep the correspondence coming in. We love reading through absolutely everything. And if you want to subscribe, because of course we're now going to go over to 6 Feet Under to find out where Peps does end up. You can start spinning now.
Okay.
You can start spinning.
Just do this.
That's so lovely. So join us. If you want to subscribe, go to Apple Podcasts or go to wherethere'swillthere'sawake.com. Thanking you, and we'll see you over at the 6 Feet Under party. You're listening to Where There's a Will, There's a Wake with Mel Giedroyc. The senior producer's Charlie Morrell, and the producer is Naya Dio, otherwise known as the Goddesses. The engineer is Gulliver Lawrence Tickle. The assistant producer is Rani Prescott, the production coordinator is Eric Ryan, and the executive producer is Ollie Wilson.